memorandum to Drennan A. Clark, Solicitor General. Only the first 7 pages have been made available to me. In fact, this memorandum was made available to each employee of corrections officers at the High Desert State Prison in reference to SNEA, i.e. the State Nevada Employees Association. This memorandum appears to have been an assessment of SNEA's recent activities in anticipation of pending lawsuit against the Nevada Department of Corrections. End of statement. On December 26, 2002, SNEA did file a 30-page lawsuit in federal court against the state of Nevada for numerous documented incidents of ongoing violations of employees' First Amendment rights. Prior to the aforementioned incident listed above, the Director of Nevada Department of Corrections, i.e. Jackie Crawford, had offered Sergeant Sam Cavelli, i.e. Property Room Sergeant and President of SNEA Corrections Division, a promotion to the rank of lieutenant in return for a letter by SNEA Executive Director Scott McKenzie supporting her position on how Nevada Department of Corrections was operating. Following Sergeant Cavelli's refusal to obtain such a letter for Director Jackie Crawford, Warden Shomig was quoted in making intimidating statements and retaliatory threats against Sergeant Cavelli on November 7, 2002. The Nevada Department of Corrections initiated an audit of Sergeant Cavelli's work in the property room at HDSP. Shortly after the audit began, Warden Shomig declared the property room as a crime scene, quotes. Warden Shomig was quoted as stating, "No one is to enter that building without my permission until further notice," end of quote. Sergeant Cavelli was immediately reassigned to other miscellaneous duties, and then in short time, Sergeant Cavelli was placed on admin leave pending investigation. Corrections Officer Guadalupe, who had been assigned to Sergeant Cavelli's assistant in the property room at HDSP, was called into the warden's office. Warden Shomig had typed a letter of commendation to be placed in CO Guadalupe's file, while at the same time offering CO Guadalupe an opportunity to make incriminating statements against Sergeant Cavelli. When CO Guadalupe failed to make any incriminating statements against Sergeant Cavelli, CO Guadalupe was asked to leave the warden's office. At the completion of this audit, CO Guadalupe was once again called back into the warden's office, and later and the letter of commendation was withdrawn. Warden Shomig then was quoted as making a threatening statement to the effect that CO Guadalupe might end up in the same boat, quotes, as Sergeant Cavelli. Apparently, a short time later, CO Guadalupe was observed in the parking lot talking to Sergeant Cavelli. Warden Shomig called CO Guadalupe back into his office and once again threatened CO Guadalupe that he would end up in the same boat, quotes, if, quote, backed, quote, Sergeant Cavelli. On Friday, January 17th, 2003, CO Guadalupe was placed on administrative leave pending investigation with the rest of the SNEA members, better known as the Nevada Nine. Now that's me saying that, not John. End of statement. Next statement in John Richardson's log or diary. SCO Lauren Chaplin had been assigned to the ID section of the intake area of HDSP for a number of months. The area is responsible for processing new commits into the prison system. The ID section is located in the same building as the property room at High Desert State Prison. Following the audit in the property room, HDSP SCO Chaplin had been reassigned to other duties on January 17, 2003. SCO Chaplin had been placed on administrative leave pending investigation. End of statement. Be advised, he was also a member of the Nevada Nine.